Today we're going to talk about the Mjx X101 camera and Wi-Fi problem, which I had too until this morning. I got this thing a couple of weeks ago and I put it together and the camera didn't work and the Wi-Fi didn't work. So I farted around with it and did what everybody else does, you know. I didn't read the manual. I just ran to YouTube or Google, which everybody does when they have a problem. And the forums and YouTube are just packed with all kinds of problems with this thing. It won't work, it won't work. I even watched a video from the RC sailors and they were befuddled. They couldn't get it to work. When they were out in the field, they tried to get it to work. They did an unboxing. And they couldn't figure it out there. So I was just farting around with it this morning. And I flew it around last week for like 5 minutes out the park. We'll talk about that later. But I couldn't get anything to work on it. No video, no pictures. So this morning, I pick it up and I start farting around with it again. Go back to YouTube. There's a video on there from a guy from Mjx. But the video is so bad and the English is so broken. It's hard to understand the guy, and you can't hardly see. It's like this haze in there, like it's like it was a scene from the Russian roulette from the Deer Hunter. It was all smoky in there, and you couldn't see anything. And I'm like, okay, I'm sure the guy was doing his best, but it was very hard to understand. So when I was putting this thing together, I'm going to show you the mistake that I am sure I am not the only one that made. You put this little balance plug into here. Right there. This is the battery. And the battery plugs into here. So you slide the battery in here. So as you're sliding the battery in, immediately you notice that little plug right there, that little receptacle. You can't help but see that when you're plugging the battery in. So your natural instinct is this little plug fits in there. And it does. Fits right in there. There it goes. So then you plug this in. Turn on the quad. And you think you're off to the races. But you're not. Because that's not where you plug the cable in. I had this thing for a few weeks and never noticed that same receptacle is right there on the back of the camera. You plug it up here into the camera. And then the camera and the Wi-Fi will work. And it shows it right in the manual. But who reads those, right? I never read them. I just put these things together and wing it. I never look at the manual. So I hope this helps anybody that had this little problem, because It's very easy to miss that, because when you're putting the battery in, like I said, you see that right there. And you just naturally think that that goes in there. I never even noticed till this morning that receptacle being up there for the plug. Never noticed it, and had this thing for 2 weeks. Never even seen it. There's a picture of it in the manual. The manual's very broken English, and the pictures are really crappy, black and white pictures, but it's still in there. So if you would have read it and looked at it a little closely, you would have probably, you know, the light would have went off, believe me. But, you know, I'm just as big as dodo as everybody else with this issue. And I guarantee that I'm not the only one that did this. Guarantee it. Plenty of people did this, because on those forums and on YouTube, there were just countless videos and comments about people not being able to get this to work. And I guarantee you that's the majority of the people's problem. That's it right there. So look at the manual once in a while. Might solve a couple of problems for you. Thanks for watching.